Welcome back to Eyeshadow Week. I'm so excited that you are here and very thankful that you decided to join me. If you are coming new to my channel, I am so excited to have a lot of you here. Thank you so much to Erin Taylor, who is such a sweet, wonderful project panner. I really love her content and find it very inspiring and motivating to stick to my panning goals. She is she tells people that I'm very calm, but she is also very calm, and I like the sound of her voice, and she has a lot of really great information. She's a very data oriented and data driven project panner. So if you like that kind of stuff, then you're definitely gonna like her channel. I'm gonna have her channel linked below. She recently sent a whole bunch of new people over to my channel, and I'm so thankful to Erin and all of you who came from Erin's channel. Thank you very much. I hope that you find some project panning inspiration, maybe some skincare inspiration over here at Beauty and Beyond. And today we are continuing eyeshadow palette themed week by doing a little experiment. I haven't ever actually done this before. I think I've been a little scared, if I'm quite honest with you. I went ahead and took all of my 16 eyeshadow palettes and did a rough estimate as to how much they're worth, and sorted them by cheapest to most expensive and totaled it up. So I now know how much money my whole entire eyeshadow palette is worth. Now, I will say, as a conscious consumer and a conscious shopper, I did not spend this much money on each one of these eyeshadow palettes. That's a disclaimer for you today. I really like to pride myself on getting high-end things at a discount, or using like Ulta points or something like that to help me be able to get really nice products without really having to spend a whole lot of money. Or even like at Ulta, and my daughter saw this bag of stuff and she said, "Mom, how did you get all of that for free?" And I told her, well, sometimes Ulta will do like a gift with purchase, and if you spend a certain amount of money, you get a whole bunch of stuff for free. So maybe I spent full price on something here in this list, but it helped me to get a whole bunch of other stuff that I was interested in or might want to try. Or like this for her. I got this set mostly for these little Good Molecule pimple patches for her. So all in all, if I'm spending money on makeup, then I'm trying to find a way to make it work for me. And so just keep that in mind as we go through each eyeshadow palette and how much it's worth. And I'm not really going to spend a whole lot of time on what I think about the eyeshadow palette. I'll just go ahead and make sure that I link this playlist below for you so that you can check out all of the things that I have been working on this week. And stay tuned for Friday's video, because that's going to be my ranking video. And if you've been paying close attention, I want you to go ahead and leave a comment below to tell me which ones do you think are going to be in my top video. We'll see. So let's go ahead and start out with the cheapest eyeshadow palette that I own. Oh, and I do want to say, up until June, sometime early June, I did have an eyeshadow palette from the Dollar Tree. So that eyeshadow palette was $1.25, and it was rockin' amazing. But recently my mother-in-law was here and she had lost all of her makeup, so I gave it to her. So I don't have that anymore, but I have recently owned a very good quality eyeshadow palette for $1.25. So please go check out your Dollar Tree, because it's got some pretty bomb makeup and skincare if you're interested in getting a good deal. So the cheapest one that I own is this Covergirl Clean Color, Clean Fresh Dreamy Pink eyeshadow palette, and I got this at Walmart for like $9.99. So this eyeshadow palette totals for $10. I think that that's pretty good. Whenever you kind of break out the cost per shadow, that's going to be a pretty good deal. So for having a drugstore eyeshadow palette that I can actually go into Walmart and get that, and it's a really good palette, super excited to have that for $10. Next up is my Colourpop Mandalorian the Child palette, and I got this recently, and it is $16. And you know, you get 9 shades in here, and a lot of these shades are really wearable everyday shades for me. So spending $16 on a 9-pan eyeshadow palette is a really good deal to me. I'm gonna get some use out of it, and for $16 also I was able to kind of branch out into some new colors that I haven't really explored a whole lot in these different tones and shades of green. So to be able to do that for an affordable price, I was pretty excited about that. Next up is Colourpop Lust for Dusk. Next up is Colourpop Lust for Dusk, and this one clocked in at $20. This one is a 16-pan eyeshadow palette, and I feel like for the amount of shadows that you get for $16, and again, a lot of really wearable shades for me, and a lot of really cool formulas like the Super Shock formula, and I can get a lot of different things out of this. It's available for warm tones, it's available for cool tones, so that makes this palette really versatile at $20. Next up is going to be my most recent eyeshadow palette, and the one I'm wearing on my eyes today, and it's my Natasha Denona Mini Starlet palette, and these now retail for $27. I have owned a mini palette before that I did not really like a whole lot, and I was really kind of scared to dive back into Natasha's formula after that. But this palette is actually really great, and the other ones that you'll see later are really great too. I think for $27 to be able to get 5 shades of a Natasha Denona formula, provide a complete look. I have dark, I have light, I have transition, I have 2 shimmer formulas. So for $27 to be able to get a high-end, almost like prestige product in my collection, really very happy about that deal that I got. Next up is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. You can't get this palette anymore, so I'm estimating how much I spent on this several years ago, and I'm thinking I spent around $42 on it, or at least that's what it cost when I got it. These ABH shadows are really wonderful, and I think that you get a lot of bang for your buck. For 14 shadows at $42, and again, you can do so many things with this kind of eyeshadow palette, and the variety of colors and the seasons with which you can use this really help you to be able to get your money's worth really nicely with $42. After that comes my Persona Identity palette. The Identity palette also retails for about $42. So when I bought it, I spent about $42 on it. And this was my first cool toned palette. And the formula in this is absolutely amazing. And you don't get a whole lot of like kick up or waste on these as opposed to like the Norvina. So you really are going to get your money's worth. It's going to take you a long time to use up something like this at $42. I think that's a win-win. I do believe that my Huda New Nude also retailed for about $42, and I don't know that they're making this one anymore either. I think this is discontinued. This palette is really cool and totally worth the $42 because you get 18 shades that are going to last you an eternity. The Huda mattes are really kind of nicely pressed in. So again, you're not getting a lot of waste every time you dip your brush in, and you're also getting a really nice variety of shimmer formulas, shimmer and glitter formulas. And in here, in this one, you even get a concealer. So that is pretty cool. All in all, I feel like this was worth a $42 price tag, and I'm happy that I have that one too. Next is my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, which retails for about $49. Again, this is an 18 eyeshadow palette ensemble with a variety of things that you can do in this one shadow looks and light and dark looks, and she smells really nice too. Again, super sad that so many of these really great eyeshadow palettes in my collection are not available anymore. So please make sure if you spent full price on this, go pull it out and use it, because I'm willing to bet that she's still got a lot of life in her. Surprisingly, next up is the biggest palette that I own in the Tarte Maneater After Dark palette, which retails for about $54. And look at the shades and the amount of shades that you get. 24 eyeshadows in this for $54. That's pretty good. And again, this is something you can use for a variety of seasons and a variety of occasions. You're definitely going to get your money's worth. 24 shadows for $54. Next are going to be my two newer ABH eyeshadow palettes, the Rose Metals palette and the Cosmos palette, both retailing for about $55. And I will definitely say that this one is well worth every penny of that $54. Each one of these palettes has 12 shadows, so ABH has downsized the amount of shadows that you're getting, but you're getting more of them, which I love because I love this eyeshadow so much. This one in particular has so many things that you can do with it, and I've discussed that ad nauseum this week. From single shadow, light and dark, taking these shimmers and using them by themselves, or layering on top of one of these darker shades is going to get you every penny worth of your $55. This is amazing, and if this looks like something that you would be interested in, I would highly suggest that you go get it because it's worth it. And the same thing for my Rose Metals palette. While I don't have as much use on this one as I do the other one, it is well worth it as well. You just get a really kind of dark, grungy look with this one. Now I have my only Nars palette, which is the Nars Summer Unrated palette, which is $60 or about $60. This one has 16 shades, and I am here to tell you that the mattes within this eyeshadow palette are going to take you an eternity to use. Now, while you might not get a wide variety of looks, it all kind of blends in really nicely, and your looks are going to steer towards this brown and pinky sunset kind of look. But it took me at least 50 or 60 times of using this eyeshadow to get that pan. You are definitely going to get your money's worth because these are going to last you an eternity. Eternity. The rest of the eyeshadow palettes that I would love to share with you today are all $69. And whew, I'm going to tell you that I didn't spend $69 on all of them. Definitely not. Either I had a coupon or they were on sale. This one is my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude, and I, again, was really kind of scared of branching out and spending $69 or even kind of just around that price tag on something I wasn't sure I was going to like. I took a chance with this one first and loved it. I love the fact that, again, these mattes are going to last a long time because they're loosely pressed and kind of give you a long life. And you get a wide variety of formulas in the shimmers and the like satin shades, which gives you a nice look. I'm happy for that with the price that I paid for it, which wasn't full price. And I did not pay full price on this one. This one, I guess, is getting discontinued too because I got it for about half off, and it's $69. So I got it at about $35 at Ulta a while back. And for that price, totally worth the $35. I like the fact that this pushes me out of my comfort zone, and it's that classic Natasha formula, which is, again, the mattes that are not too hard pressed, but just pressed enough to where I'm not going to get a whole lot of waste, and the unique shimmer formulas that she offers within this makes it well worth every penny of the $35 and pretty close to the $69. And lastly, I have my other two Huda Beauty palettes, the Rose Quartz and the Naughty Nude. And these are really great. Huda's formula is probably my favorite, maybe second favorite to the ABH and the Natasha Denona. I love this palette so much because, again, you get a wide variety of textures and tones in this. You can get warm looks and pink looks and purple looks, and you have sticky shade to kind of help set instead of the concealer from the I Need a Nude. You've got dark shades to kind of deepen up and make a little drama, or you can leave it nice and simple. Really great eyeshadow palette. And this one is a warm toned lover. Naughty Nude is a warm toned lover's dream, and it's just that same classic Huda Beauty palette that I feel like is well worth the money that I spent on it. Love it so much. The grand total for everything, what is this whole eyeshadow palette collection worth today? It is worth $748, and my jaw dropped a little bit when I saw that number, but thank goodness I didn't actually spend that much money on it. Thank goodness. Let me know if you've done an experiment like this and how much is your eyeshadow palette collection worth. P.S. Don't tell my husband. He doesn't need to know that. Thank you so much. I hope that you will consider subscribing for more beauty inspiration, and I will see you in another video. Bye.